what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. So, this one, I don't have to talk a lot about because it's just cool and up front in your face kind of cool. So this is Shade Indonesia. Made by, or designed, I guess, by Shaney. Maybe made by Shaney. I don't know how it all works over there. But this is so far from everything I've seen from them, this is my favorite piece that's come out of their shop. They do a lot of fantasy stuff and stuff that is all over the place, and it's just not for me. I saw this and my heart melted. I was incredibly impressed with how clean this is, the beautiful shape this is, how well it's done, just everything. And again, I've showed you this before. This is my knife that I'm making. I'm slowing down, man. It takes me forever to make a knife. But you can see, like, they look like they could be related. That caught my eye right away. I'm like, man, these things look like they go together. So here's the deal. You do have a hammer end hatchet, bearded. You have a blade length of 3 3/4 inches. It is 14 inches overall. You have a 5160 head. This thing is super clean. Now, one of my favorite designers on the planet, RMJ, he does one that looks pretty much almost identical except with a different rear. So, you know, if one of my favorite designers designs something and they design one that's similar, well, it's got to be good already. But it really is. It really is good. It's weighted right. It's not so bad. Now, the edge does have a little burr on it. It has kind of almost like a little roll going from here to here. But I know Scabber used it a bunch, so it happens, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to just run it over some stone and then take it outside. So let me just sharpen it up a little bit, just to, not even sharpen it, but just to hone it and bring it back to where it was, so I can get a pretty full and even and true thought on this. All right, so hold on one second. All right, so that was quick and easy, and now I have a much nicer edge on there. There is no burring. You can see how really pretty that is. Let's go outside. All right, so what I'm about to say, I say and I mean, to Shaney over at Shade Indonesia, great job on this design. I just want to show you guys in the sun. You can see just how nice it is. It all scratched up a bit because of scabs use, but that is completely earned. Oh, I didn't even realize it says Shade Indonesia right in the back there. It says Crafter. All right, right there. So it's got the name right on it. I didn't even. I was sitting in dim light and I didn't even notice that. So we're not gonna do the regular stuff. Obviously, this thing deserves its own kind of review. As far as the design in the actual handle, nice job. Nice job. I don't know if he buys them in bulk, if he buys the grips already done, or if he makes them. If he makes them, excellent. If he buys them, excellent choice. It's a really comfortable, it's a comfortable grip. I really like it. So let's get started over here. Let's get started. All right, I don't know what's in there and what's not in there. So I got all these little branches right here that we're gonna just take off real quick, and those are gonna just happen easy. It's got a great beard, so it's great for hooking. That's really not hookering. We don't do that. We're not selling our bodies to the night. But let's see, with the nice edge on there, it should, and it does peel super easy. You'll notice this is a dangling piece of wood, and I'm not holding the part where I'm shaving, which means it has to have a really sharp edge and good balance to do what I'm doing. Normally what you'd have to do is choke way up, and you put your hand here and you do this to get this kind of motion. With a really sharp edge, you can do that from anywhere. The balance is right, it fits right in the hand, and look at that, it's just peeling right away, holding it far away. You don't hold your target
that far away from your angle of use. But this thing just works, man. This thing just works. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what kind of edge it came with, and I can only assume a really good one. But this edge right here is fine, baby. It's fine. All right, let's see. Get rid of that. Now what I want to do is just a little chop over here on this very, very sappy piece of wood. Man. Not so bad. One thing you can use the beard for, as you just saw me, is you punch the beard into the wood, and now you can pull. So you don't have to get your hands all dirty and sappy and crazy nasty. It just works really good. The fact that this has a really sweet curl in the beard, I mean, just makes that kind of thing easy. That is so nice. That is so, so nice. There's one thing I like to do with hatchets and axes. I threw this once, a first timer, and it stuck. That time I hit the nose of the handle, which means I think I was standing too close. I think so. I think that's what it is. I just did from the same spot. Let's back up a little bit. Try that again. There we go. So, see where I'm standing about. Let's try that again. I think I was right here. And again, same thing, straight up and down. This has a lot to do with the balance of the tool. Uh-oh, that was on me. I flicked it. I caught that little, that sweet angle there on this with my pinky, and I flicked it. There we go, straight up and down. So this is something I could throw regularly, and get to a point where I don't miss. Let's see, just walk away from my spot, come back to my spot. Uh-oh, I see what I'm doing. Every time I miss, it's because I'm catching right here. So if I can learn, if I can train myself not to do that, even though your pinky wants to fit in that little curve, man, I'll tell you what, this thing can be a champion thrower right here. All you gotta do is train yourself, not to do that. And you can see every time that happens, you can see 1, 2, 3, that's dent, dent, dent. And that's just from hitting here. So it's just, I'm throwing it, it's coming around once, and then before it gets to the point, it's hitting here. And that just has to do with literal hand position on the flick. That's it right there. So that time I kept my pinky off it. Man, I like this as a thrower. Even though I missed a couple, which I don't like to do. You see that? Same exact spot. Hit it, same exact spot. This thing is nice. This thing is really nice. He did a great job on this. So let's bang a nice piece of drier, harder stuff, and really get a feel for how it's going to feel with like shock, because shock is crazy important when you're swinging a hatchet, especially like a camp hatchet, where you have to rely on something to keep your camp going. That is in there. So immediately on that first one, because this stuff is so hard, I definitely loosened. Oh, man, I'm gonna show you, because I know you guys can't see, but that's the brutality of it right there. I think you're in there. It was going. The problem is, as soon as I hit that first one, you notice how I paused. I started getting some crazy loosening here. And now that's one of those things, especially with, you could even hear it, especially with a wooden axe, is eventually that happens from impact, right? So I took a nice hard swing, and that impact drove the head into this wood and made it like that. So now what I can do is, just put another wedge in there, put another nail in there, anything. Now, is that something that ruins the piece? Nope. That's what happens with pretty much any wooden handle hammer, wooden handle axe or hatchet. That's where it's wood, you know what I mean? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple more swings. We're going to see if it breaks, and it shouldn't break the handle, but if it does, it shows you that maybe it's not hickory. I don't know what kind of wood was used, but you can see I'm getting really, really great, except for that time when I slipped. I'm diving into the wood, and I'm actually punishing this log really, really well. I'm getting a comfortable grip, and I'm swinging straight through my target. I'm getting great bites. The axe head alone on this was great. Now, if this was done as a solid piece, a single piece, like this was connected to this, it was all steel, it would be literally unstoppable. This thing would just be nasty, but it's not. It's a two-piece. That means anytime you have two pieces, something can loosen from one piece, right? That's the nature of life. That's just the way things are. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the hammer end, bam, bam, splitting things in half. You got coconuts to break open, clams, anything that you need to literally break open, that hammer end is gonna do it. So let's see here. Get a nice in there. Look at this. You see that? How much movement there is in that wood? What I might do is just throw a wedge in either here or there on the bottom, which is simple, really. You can take anything like this, but I can take a nice thin sliver of wood or a sliver of steel, start really, really thin, and then just work it inside like a hole like this cavity, and then take another something to pound it in. I don't have anything. We're just going to make do, but let's see if we can't get any of it in there. Shorten it up a little, but I would need obviously a better sliver, something that I can really, really wedge in there. Get that done, and let's see. So what I would do is I would break the ends. I still need more. It's still got a little bit of wiggle in it. It's not as much as it was, but that's the simple way to fix something like that, is you just wedge a piece in there. That's just very, very common with this kind of stuff. And again, I don't know what kind of wood this is. It could be a softer wood, and that's why this could be tearing up the way it's tearing up. But it took one downward hit, that first downward hit, and that's what changed it. But outside of that, this thing's just going to keep on moving. I know that without a doubt the axe head is just going to keep working. So if I wanted, I could literally just go pick up a new hickory axe handle, throw it in there, and bada boom, bada bang, I'm right on the way. And that's a lot of times that's what you do, is you just, instead of making them, you just go out and you pick yourself up one. You know what I mean? You can even get ones that already have the rubber handle, and you can get. What's important is that when I get a new handle, if I get a new handle, to get a 14-inch handle, because the weight on this, on the swing, on the throw around, on the overhead, on the spin, the weight is just right. It's just perfect for the length on this, right? So if I went longer, it would still work, but it would change up my timing and all that. So I don't know. I might just go get another 14-inch piece of hickory, something that I know is hickory, and just stick it back in there, because it's super simple. You buy one, it comes with a split, you slide your axe head on, and then it comes with the little wedges. You bang the wedge until it just goes. You notice that there's like a little staple right there. That's what it looks like, a staple. It's actually a piece of wedge. It's just a piece of steel hammered in there, and what that does is opens up the wood to make it from sliding that way, right? So that's basically what I would do, is just take this off of here, go to your local Rockies or Home Depot, whatever, find yourself a new one, and that's it. But this thing is pretty brutal. This thing's pretty brutal. I think I might do a new axe handle. Instead of trying to just wedge this one, I think I might do a new one. Because when you're buying something like this, it's not about this. These are replaceable. These happen all the time. You look at all the cold steel ones I throw, I've got slices in them from like, I'll throw it and then I'll throw the next one, and I've had one stick into the handle of one I already threw. So you go through those. This is the part that I'm not going to be going through. This part's going to last. I have no doubt about that. This is a really nice piece. It's got a really strong tip. Everything is good. Let's see. I have no new burring, so my edge held. That's all good. I don't know. I like it. I really do. I really do. And I think I'm going to throw on a new handle and seat it in there really well. And just have myself one badass hatchet. This thing, this axe head itself is pretty dope, y'all. So that's it for this one. What's this called? The Crafter by Shade Indonesia. If you come across one of these, if you see it and you're thinking, I do need a new camp hatchet, do not be shy and grabbing one of these. This axe head is really, really nice. It is really, really nice. And the best part about an axe head like this, that's not all one piece, purely customizable to you. So you can put any axe handle. If you wanted a shorter axe handle, a longer axe handle, something that curves this way, something that's dead straight, you can put any handle on there that you want. That's the best part of these. You could sell this alone without a handle and still have this, you know, it's the same effect. Just sell an axe head. And you'll see that a lot. You'll see axe heads all the time just for sale without these, because people want their own. And if I do something different, it won't have this, which means I won't get my pinky stuck in it, and my throws are going to be even more deadly. So I think I have a plan. I think my plan is a new axe head. I am really, really happy with this thing. I mean, I'm a shaft, a handle, and the axe head alone I'm really happy with. I think this thing is just tough as nails. It's going to be really good for a really long time. All right, so that's it for that one. I am Donnie B all day. Till next video.